Please join me in welcoming Adriana Salerno, our first teller.
Supposed to wait, right? This is hi. Hello. Okay. That works. All right. So I, like many people, I'm the kind of person that obsesses about what's going to happen in the future or about what's already happened in the past. But every once in a while, I get this moment that's such a perfect moment that you realize you're just living something really, really awesome. And one of these moments was in 2002 in Ecuador. I was sitting on this mountain. I'm 18,000 feet above sea level. I'm sitting on snow, and I'm watching the sunrise, and I can see the Ecuadorian Andes in the distance, and all these different mountains are sort of lighting up with the sunrise. And I'm just sitting there, and 18,000 feet, less oxygen, right? But really crisp, really cold air. I've been walking for 6 hours, and I realize, I'm living this awesome moment, and I walked all that way. I've been hiking for 6 hours to get here. And it was such a perfect moment that I kind of forgot why I was sitting there in the first place. And of course, I'm reminded every time that my then boyfriend, Victor, starts puking again. And I'm very aware of the fact that he has altitude sickness. And but in between these fits of just like puking bile, which I'm sure is really lovely to you who are eating, is he just keeps saying, I'm fine. And then he pukes bile again. And he's just like, this dry heaving thing. And I'm just like, I don't know that we should keep going, And so I'm taken out of my perfect moment by this fact that I now have to make a decision. He is the experienced climber, and I am the girlfriend who went on this trip with him. And now I have to make a decision because he keeps saying that it's fine. And this is a trip that started not that well already. I mean, our acclimation peak, this is a mountain that's much smaller that you climb to get used to altitude, which clearly didn't help Victor. But on the way down, we lost one of our party. A friend of mine just lost. We didn't know where he was. And we found him a day later, and he has his own great story. He could probably tell here, but it's not my story. It's not true to me. It's just what he told me. So, I'll leave that. Whenever you meet Daniel, maybe he can tell you this story. Second peak we tried to climb was covered in volcanic ash because it was next to an active volcano. And so whatever shitty snow we've been walking on the last couple days, imagine that covered in ash, okay? This is not a mountain that you can climb. Third peak we tried to climb, we got lost, all of us. We couldn't find the right route to get to the summit, and eventually we got to this crevasse that was impossible to get over. I mean, if this was an action movie, we probably would have found some amazing way of jumping this thing, but we were all engineers and math majors. So we were okay, let's maybe not try to die today. And so these are the 3 peaks that we've tried, and this is the 4th and last one that we had on our list. And now Victor has altitude sickness. 2 of my friends kept going to the summit, and they were way ahead of us. 2 of our party had already returned, and so it was just Victor and I, and he's puking his guts out. And so I decide, okay, no, we're going down. I don't want you to die. What I've read is that the best way to cure altitude sickness is just get rid of the altitude, right? So we're going back down. And we go back down, and this is 7 more hours of walking because we have to stop every once in a while for him to puke again. We get back to Quito, which is the city in Ecuador that we were staying at. And, I'm feeling actually kind of awesome because I had this amazing trip. and this amazing moment. And Victor is just like seething. And I'm like, what's wrong? And he says, you should have pushed me. You should have made me go to the summit. And then I have another very different kind of moment. A moment where I'm like, maybe this is not going to work. If I am so focused, I am very interested in the moment, and he is very interested in the summit. And I think we want different things. And I felt like this was this hugely successful trip because of my moment. And I'm waiting for Michael to hug me. So it was a huge, huge moment. And he just wanted the summit. And so I knew this was not going to work.